That lunch has no meat in it. You're drinking water too, right? You're way too poor. Haha. Should I lend you some money?
Huh?
10 minutes later, I returned to that stop and held out an envelope with 100,000 yen in it. I was going to ignore her. The culprit is here. The morning was almost over. The balance on the account book was vastly different from what was actually left over. Administration and accounting were in a panic. Did someone commit fraud or embezzle because they wanted the money that badly? We all gulped. I spoke first to cut the tension. The culprit is you!
What? Me?
The value here is off by 1 decimal place.
Oh, you're right. I'm so sorry. I'll be careful.
When money is involved, everything seems suspicious, but it was just a mistake. Everyone breathed a sigh of relief and returned to their work.
Noma, wanna get lunch together?
My name is Sosuke Noma, 24. I had solved the problem. I worked in accounting here at the shipping company, Fujishima Carriers. No thank you. I have lunch, so I'm good.
You're smart with your money as always. Let's go some other time.
It sounds good when you say smart with money, but in short, I was cheap. I brought my low-cost lunches to work every day. I always declined invitations to lunch and drinks. People probably trusted me, and were friendly with me despite that, because no one was better at accounting than I was.
You said no to lunch again.
After she left, my senpai, Eita Akijima, came over. He was 29 and was a shipment manager in logistics.
That lunch has no meat in it. You're drinking water too, right? You're way too poor. Haha. Should I lend you some money?
I'm fine. He was the son of a managing director at Art Ray Holdings, our parent company. He was on his way to becoming an executive at this parent company. He was working here to learn about the job. My extremely plain meals must be interesting to a rich guy like him.
You don't have to act tough. Let me know if you can't handle it anymore. I'll help you out.
But I wasn't struggling, so his words didn't affect me. I kept eating. He headed off to his luxurious lunch of the day. After work, I found myself stopping in my tracks. There was a woman, presumably in her early 20s, crouching and crying on the side of the road. She seems to be going through something. I didn't think it would help if a stranger stuck his nose where it didn't belong. I was about to pass her.
I hate this broke life. Why me?
Her words burned themselves into my brain. I left without a word. Does this help?
Huh?
10 minutes later, I returned to that stop and held out an envelope with 100,000 yen in it. I was going to ignore her, but I couldn't stop thinking about her. I had changed my plans and stopped by an ATM to withdraw the money. She looked wary. I understood. I would have looked the same way if I were her. Of course she's gonna think it's a scam. You don't have to be so scared. I just overheard you crying earlier. I had overheard her saying, "Why am I the only one that has to suffer?" I didn't know what she was going through, but I think she was exhausted from being broke.
But this is so much. I can't just accept this from a stranger.
This is just because I want to. Please eat something yummy. You don't have to pay me back. 100,000 yen was not much. It wouldn't change your life, but I knew it was helpful in hard times. Maybe she'd feel better if she knew where I worked. I gave her my business card with the envelope and left.
Mr. Noma, you have a call from someone named Izu.
A few days later, I had finished my lunch, and I was fighting sleep when admin called me. Izu?
Yes, they said you saved them before. They said they're coming tomorrow afternoon.
I wondered who it could be. Everything was revealed tomorrow.
I'm sorry for coming to your workplace so suddenly.
Miss Izu was that woman. I didn't think I had saved her from anything, so I hadn't realized. No, I'm sorry. I know I did something very suspicious. It probably feels safer for you to meet me at work, right? I think that was a smart decision. I'm sorry for confusing you.
Yesterday, I called to check if you actually worked here. I came here today for this, to give this back.
She held out the unused 100,000 yen bill. You may not trust me, but I'll tell you here since there are security cameras. Keep that. I'm not gonna force you to pay back with interest or try to take advantage of you. I just wanted to do it.
Even if you say that.
I'll sign a contract if you need one. If you need a witness, should I call someone?
Why are you doing this? Have we met before?
No, never. I told you, I'm just doing this because I feel like it. Why do I feel like doing this? I consciously blinked once, slowly. I know you get tired when you don't have money. It's like you're not yourself. It must be hard.
I see. I see.
I think I got through to her. She nodded and started mumbling.
I don't normally say that stuff. I've never complained. I'm always positive. But that day felt really hard for some reason. Why am I the only one? I became someone I don't like. Why am I sacrificing my life for my little siblings?
Miss Izu started talking about her situation.
When I was in my first year of high school 4 years ago, my mom got divorced. I think she was right to get divorced, but financially, it was pretty hard. My mom worked hard until I graduated high school, but she got sick, and now she can only work half days. I have a brother in high school and a sister in middle school, so I gave up on college. Now I clean hotels part-time and I support my family. My brother and sister try their best to save money. My brother even works part-time. But I want them to live their lives. I want them to be able to choose if they want to go to college. I work so hard and save as much as I can, but it's not enough at all. Everyday expenses are already a lot. There's no way I can save anything. At this rate, the two of them won't have any choices. But I wanted a choice too. Then I started thinking, why do I have to keep sacrificing? The two of them did nothing wrong. I chose this. I hated myself for thinking that way. But it was just so hard that day.
She was working herself to the bone for her siblings, and she had exploded. I thought of her crying that day. It hurt my heart. At the same time, her kindness filled me with warmth. Can I ask? You said divorce was the right choice. You can't ask your dad for help?
I can't. My parents got divorced because my dad refused to put any money into family stuff. He's in a high-level position, so he should be making a lot of money. But according to him, that money was his and not the family's.
I worked hard for this money. You guys just eat away at it.
He built up resentment until he started projecting his stress onto his family. In the end, he started hesitating to provide money for basics. My mom decided to divorce him. She took us and left the house. My mom contacted my father many times for child support, but he blocked her and moved away, and we didn't have the money to hire a lawyer. My mom says she should have written up a contract, but it's not like my father would sign one since he didn't want to pay. Even if we had hired a lawyer, the divorce would have taken longer, and it might have affected my siblings. When I think about that, I don't think my mom was wrong to decide on a speedy divorce.
Scars run deep when they're formed in youth. You're so malleable in elementary and middle school. I'm sure she was too. But thank you for telling me. If that's the case, I really want you to keep this. You don't have to use it. I think that'll be enough to change something. I pushed the envelope toward Miss Izu. I wanted this to be a good luck charm of sorts for her.
Thank you. I'll pay you back no matter what.
After some silence, she bowed her head. I felt a sense of relief. We exchanged contact info so she could pay me back later. At first, I told her about my favorite ways to save money, but slowly, we got closer and started hanging out. Neither of us wanted to do anything that cost money, so soon enough, I visited her house.
Master, question. Teach me how to get snacks for less than 300 yen.
If you pick local Japanese snacks, you can get more bang for your buck and more calories per yen.
He's even mastered the art of snacks?
This was her 14-year-old sister, Natsume. Her 17-year-old brother, Fuyuki, listened nearby.
Thank you for coming, Mr. Noma. You've even helped cook and do housework.
This was her mom, Sakura Izu. She was in her 50s.
I have a bad back, so working in the kitchen is hard.
I'm a good cook, so it's fine. Please rest. The more I came over, the closer I got to the Izu family. I started calling Miss Izu casually by her first name, Chiaki.
I didn't know there are so many free events.
One day, I was out and about with Chiaki. There were actually a lot of free events and ways to have fun without spending money. You need to treat yourself sometimes, so maybe we should go sometime. Chiaki and her family were still struggling financially, but she had the 100,000 yen in that envelope. I think she felt more relaxed knowing that. She seemed happier.
A cheapskate like you can go on dates?
Eita came in to interrupt her fun mood.
I hope you're not just taking her to cheap restaurants in the park all the time. Women don't.
Stop it! These money-saving dates are for me. He's a very kind person that saved my life.
Saved you?
Yes. My father doesn't pay child support. He gave me 100,000 yen when I was feeling anxious about my finances.
Chiaki, you don't have to say all that.
No, I don't want you to be the bad guy because of me. So if you have something to say it to me.
Chiaki stood in front of me before I could say anything. Normally, she wouldn't go around talking about her family situation, but she did it to protect me.
What's her name?
Chiaki Izu.
Chiaki Izu. I remember that. Bye.
Eita looked Chiaki up and down and left. 2 weeks after running into Eita,
I'm sorry, Sakura, Chiaki.
Mr. Rika was on his knees with his head to the ground. I don't think he's ever acted this way before. Chiaki and Sakura were frozen in shock. Why was this happening? Why was I here? We have to go back a week. A message?
Yes, we haven't been able to contact him, but he suddenly messaged us. It said, I want to pay the child support that I haven't paid you. I want to apologize. I want him to pay, but it was so sudden that my mom and I are confused.
Her father had been unreachable and never wanted to support his family even before the divorce. Suddenly, he was messaging this. Of course they were confused. Only Chiaki and Sakura knew about this. I think they were meeting over the weekend, so Fuyuki could come if he wanted to, but he should stay with Natsume. I was worried about leaving him alone with two women, so I decided to be there with them.
I'll keep paying child support until Natsume turns 20, so please forgive me.
10 million yen was deposited the other day. Let me write up a receipt. I understand you're going to pay child support from now on, but I request you sign a formal agreement. I was stupid for prioritizing the divorce and not hiring a lawyer because we had no money. If you regret what you did, you'll sign one, right?
Okay, I'll sign. If I do, will you help me out?
What?
Her response just spilled out. Mr. Rico flinched at their cold responses.
Help you? What do you mean?
So, I borrowed 3 million to pay this child support money.
Borrowed? Haven't you been keeping your 10 million yen salary all to yourself these past 4 years? If you had saved it...
Well...
According to Mr. Rico, he had worked his ass off and was the runner-up to be the next executive manager. But he had been spending to relieve stress, so he couldn't save much.
I worked hard to save that money. What's wrong with using it for myself? At this rate, I'll be broke with child support payments and paying off this debt. I think I can make it work if you just help me with the debt. To be honest, you don't need 10 million for 4 years, right? Please, will you lower the child support by however much you don't need? Look at me!
Mr. Rico bowed desperately. Chiaki and Sakura looked at each other and sighed.
I see. That's how it is. You don't seem to get it, but it costs a lot to raise 3 children. When you have 3 kids, it costs at least 1.2 million just for food. Even if they go to public schools, it costs 500,000 per child for uniforms, transportation fees, and textbooks. There's also rent and other basic living expenses, so you need at least 2 to 3 million a year. Do some simple math, and a year's child support should be 2.5 million. So my paychecks barely cover that. You didn't care at all about our family, so I'm sure you don't remember the household budget I have shown you before.
If Natsume and Fuyuki go to college, even if it's public, tuition will be around 1 million a year. So it's not enough at all. If you really were a parent, there's no way you could tell us to lower the child support fees.
It should be obvious that you can't use all of your money for yourself when you become a parent. Your debt is your responsibility. We will not help you. You will pay us the monthly child support amount.
You nasty woman who only think about money. You've always been this way. I'm in debt over here. Is it fun for you to squeeze more money out of me? If you're a mother, do something about your living expenses.
It's always all about you, isn't it?
I will have you sign the notarized documents. If you refuse, I will hire a lawyer this time.
There was nothing more to say. They stood up and left a glaring Mr. Rico behind them.
Fuyuki and Natsume don't have to struggle anymore. They can go to college. I'm so glad.
The nerves finally melted away. Chiaki started crying on the way home.
Chiaki, thank you. You went through a hard time. I'm sorry. The money is yours too. So let's eat good food and buy cute clothes. If you want to go to school, you can go now.
Mom.
Why did Mr. Rico deposit the 10 million yen? Chiaki and Sakura must think he did it because he wanted help. But they'll realize soon enough. If he didn't have any money, if he was gonna ask for help, he wouldn't have gone into debt to pay the child support. I thought that man might chase after us, but I didn't see him behind us.
Chiaki, you little...
I hoped nothing more would happen, but life never works out that way. A few days later, at night, I was walking with Chiaki when we ran into a drunk, red-faced Mr. Rico.
You squeezed every cent out of me and go on dates. How nice. I haven't been able to eat properly since then. How could you do this?
Stop it. Chiaki just stood up for her rights. You're the one that didn't understand how much it costs to raise children and kept all the money to yourself. Now that you're poor, you're asking for help? Isn't that crazy? Compared to their struggle, you're not even poor if you can drink until you're wasted.
What? I'm working an important job and kissing up left and right.
We had shown him the numbers the other day. Was he stupid?
Well, if it isn't Mr. Rico, what are you doing here?
Eek, you.
Suddenly, Eita appeared. Mr. Akijima, why are you here?
I saw Mr. Rico getting wasted. He's been a little unstable lately, so I stuck around to make sure he wouldn't cause any problems. I overheard some shouting, so I ran over, but I can't believe you and Chiaki are here.
Do you know Mr. Rico?
Yeah, my father and I know him very well. I was surprised to learn that the person suffering from lack of child support was Mr. Rico's daughter. My father was considering him to be the next executive manager, but how disappointing.
Mr. Rico and Eita's father, Kenichi Akijima, knew each other. Mr. Rico worked for Art Ray Holdings. He did what he could to get the promotion. He had worked hard as the product development manager, and he had invited Kenichi to meals to get closer to him.
Rico, I heard you got divorced. Is it true you haven't been paying child support?
Eita had told his father about the child support situation.
Child support? I'm paying. My son spoke to your daughter, Chiaki. She told him that you wouldn't pay them no matter how many times they asked, and that they're struggling.
When we went out to eat last time, you said you had a sweet and kind eldest daughter named Chiaki. The picture you showed me was from middle school, so it took me a while to recognize her. You haven't been paying child support to this girl you've been bragging about?
Please listen. They make less than me and are lower on the social ladder. They're trying to coast and get money from me. It's so rude. What do you mean rude? Child support is their right. Our company makes money to make sure our employees and their families live good lives. You should have been receiving more than enough pay to do that. What have you been doing? But...
If you're gonna refuse, it's fine. We'll support them with the lawsuit and collections.
Huh?
If it reaches the point of collections, it'll be reported to the CEO and higher-ups. We don't mind that, do you?
Eek, not that! Anything but that!
Mr. Rico didn't want to lose the position and trust he had built. That's why he decided to pay and apologize, even if it put him in debt.
Wait, your parent company is Art Ray Holdings?
Yeah, we were bought up, so the company names are completely different. Importing and exporting Art Ray Holdings products is one of our main jobs. I had no idea Mr. Rico worked at Art Ray Holdings and knew Mr. Akijima. So, Mr. Rico suddenly decided he wanted to pay child support because...
I wasn't gonna say anything, but it was because my father and I said something. We made sure he agreed to pay what he hasn't, and we're gonna check his payment history every month too.
Mr. Rico didn't run after us last time because he was scared that Mr. Akijima was watching.
Mr. Akijima, I have to live like a broke person now. Please help me.
You reap what you sow. If you had understood the importance of child support and paid it, this wouldn't have happened.
If you're saying you reap what you sow, that goes for her too, for not building a career. Then she tries to get child support money without working. Those women are the greedy ones. Why?
Isn't it obvious? What they want is money that is necessary to live. But you neglected your family and want to use money for your own selfish desires. The money you worked hard for? If you have a family, if you have kids, the money should be for them. Just like fathers used to hunt meat for their families back when people hunted.
This is a different time. Women can work too. Why just me?
They can't live with just one paycheck. That's why they needed your support. The cost of living is higher. Nowadays, you can't raise kids without a dual income. On top of that, I'm sure Sakura was doing most of the housework and child rearing too. You don't do anything for the family, so that's obvious. So she had to sacrifice her career. That means that the more you neglected them, the more they had to depend on you financially. You can't even eat properly if you have no money. You can't relax. They were being pushy? What era are you living in? Stop spewing garbage when you had the money to spare.
Eek.
I can't watch this. It's fine to make money for yourself, but you have to pay your dues. Also, I thought I told you never to go near Chiaki and her family after apologizing.
I got drunk.
If being drunk were an excuse, we wouldn't need police. I'll be reporting this to my father.
Mr. Rico could picture his imminent downfall. He crumpled and stopped moving. Mr. Rico kept working at Art Ray Holdings after that. Kenichi and Eita always looked at him with disdain. They made sure he paid child support every month.
Why am I living this life?
Mr. Rico couldn't relieve any stress because he had to pay off his debt and child support. The company tried to help him, but he couldn't recover. He would never be promoted, and instead, he was demoted. Let's go back a little, to right after Mr. Rico's drunken harassment.
What? You weren't being cheap for her?
No, my saving habits and her situation are unrelated. When we had run into each other before, Eita had frowned. He believed my extreme cheapness was to help her family. He wasn't trying to insult me, he was worried about me. I was saving because when I was 17, my father got colon cancer. His cancer metastasized, so treatment took years. Even with financial support, we needed a lot of money. At first, my mom tried to be encouraging. But she became increasingly anxious with the financial instability. My father and her had a falling out for a little bit. I dropped out of college and they got back on their feet. He was able to pass peacefully. Since then, I learned that financial freedom is important for your mental health. I've been extremely cheap since. Still, I had no idea you were so worried about me. Thank you.
Thank you. I didn't know much about you. I'm sorry about before.
It's fine. This company makes money to make sure that employees and families can live good lives. I'm just the executive manager's son, and I still have a long way to go, but I care about the people. So I wanted to help you if you were in trouble. I tried to joke with you to see how things were with you. I'm sorry.
Eita grinned. He was still a bit of a bully, but we had a pretty good relationship now.
The money, I'll return it now. Thank you for everything.
Chiaki returned the unused 100,000 yen bill. Sakura was able to decrease her hours. Natsume and Fuyuki can focus on club activities and entrance exams now.
We still had the same amount of money, but I felt so much better having this. The world looked brighter. Every day was more fun. It's just like you said.
I'm glad this worked as a good luck charm. I smiled. Chiaki started squirming.
So, I've fallen for you. I like you. Will you spend this money-saving life of love with me?
That's awesome. I'd love to. I don't have to be rich. I just want enough to live a normal life. That way, I can be me and continue to live in this beautiful world.
This was such a sweet story. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.